I don't think we do anything but laugh when we
Well, we covered some interesting topics. Either that or amazement, like when you told me about the UV stuff there.
Yeah. We'll just talk. Well, welcome back.
Yeah, we're going.
We're actually talking about something else, just a bit off camera. We're talking about these new batches that are powering drag races.
Yeah, that's a really interesting technology. Yeah.
So we a pair of us, because he's mad on this, and what it'll actually do for the carpet cleaning business you've got as well, the benefits of that technology. So we're actually going to take the cameras up and do some filming. So you'll see Franco carpet cleaning.
But a cross-pollination.
Yeah. We're going to cover that. Cross-pollination though, good topic. Urine from pets.
There's a segue. Segways, they're electronic as well, aren't they? Those little mobile.
You're right on those things. But I remember I was in Queensland. Then we had a rental property, and we had a dog, and lovely animal. But it decided just before move-out time,
of course,
it would. Time is everything.
Yeah.
It would decide it would leave its marks on its territory. And the carpet cleaner guy came around and said, look, it's very acidic, the urine. I'm afraid I can't do this. He said, unfortunately, this is going to be a replacement job.
Right.
And luckily, the lounge rooms in Queensland were fairly small. Right. Most of them were timber. So it wasn't that bad, even though I did think, ouch, at the time. But we ripped it out and replaced it. Can it be fixed?
In certain situations, yes. In other situations, no. It really depends on a whole raft of different factors.
Right.
If it's just a little patch on the carpet or a couple of patches, then that's fine. Generally speaking, we can get to it reasonably quickly. Yeah. There's not going to be too great an issue in remediating that. The problem is that when you have a wool fibre and a fairly strong concentrated urine in particular that's hit the carpet and nothing's done about it. Okay, now the problem is, yes, urine does come out acidic, but that's not the issue. As urine degrades, you've got about a 72-hour window that after that it starts becoming alkaline. Okay. As it starts to break down, you get bacterial activity on it, you get that lovely smell that everybody's quite familiar with. Well, some of us are familiar with and some people don't want to be familiar with. But yeah, that there, what's happening is as a byproduct of that bacterial breakdown is there ammonia gas which is being released, and ammonia of itself is quite alkaline.
Right.
Wool is an acidic fibre. It's an amino acid, it's a protein.
Yeah.
So basically, it likes to be in a slightly acidic state, naturally, as most things that are in a natural environment are. Start putting your alkaline ammonia into that, and bearing in mind that because the alkaline salts that are formed as well, they draw moisture from the atmosphere, so they keep the reaction going. So it keeps on pumping out this ammonia gas, and that ammonia gas basically chemically destroys the wool fibre over time. So if you decide that a year later we'll finally get around to it because we just had the carpets cleaned, we'll just wait till next year. Yeah, it's too late.
Too late.
Yeah. So you'll have some permanent damage on that carpet. Even if we can get it back to a point where it's, the urine's been neutralised and dealt with, you still have discoloration there. On a nylon carpet, that's not quite such an issue. We can get around that. On a polypropylene carpet, no dramas at all. Then you've got a few other steps in between. Triexters, I mean, they're quite pet friendly as far as that goes, if they're treated correctly. If you don't know how to treat a triexter carpet, you'll get rid of the stain, but then all sorts of other things start happening.
What's a triexter carpet?
Triexter, it's a development of your polyesters. They're these green carpets based with as a cornstarch as part of their constituency. Oh. So they're more environmentally friendly. But they have serious issues with any chemical residues in there, and if you've got the slightest amount there, you'll know about it.
Really?
Yeah, you'll get these beautiful patches developing. I actually had another warranty job that I went to. Woman had this lovely carpet down. The pet had decided that her bedroom was a great place to use as its private toilet. So she called someone in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no worries," and he's just thrown some spot remover on it and cleaned it up, and it looked fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Until 2 days later, all these spots started developing everywhere, and they were just big brown marks on the carpet. So she did a warranty claim saying, your carpet's meant to be pet proof and it's not working, rah, this, rah, that. I've come in and looked at it, it's like, nothing wrong with the carpet at all. It's what's been done to the carpet. And unfortunately, this guy had dumped so much product on there, it took me 3 attempts to try and remove the amount of stuff that he had sitting in the carpet to the point where it actually was back to a square one again, and back to a level that the lady was happy with. I mean, the carpet still looked fantastic. And every time it was cleaned, it looked great, but it just kept on bleeding back out because it was very difficult to remove everything, and the tiniest little amount of residue there was going to create a wick back issue.
Wow. I know on your website you've now got your spot cleaning tips on there, like for emergencies, so people can go, oops, and it's definitely worth jumping onto the website as well.
facc.com.au.
Yeah,
memorise it.
Yeah, memorise it. Could just
if you've got carpets, at least memorise it. Yeah,
it does come in handy. But there, and you do have some hints that just straight away. So Pet's done that, and just quickly, what's some of the first steps they can do is just get it dealt with before someone like yourself comes in and totally.
The very first thing is blot it up. If you can find it when it's just happened, get as much moisture up as you can of whatever there is in the carpet. Okay, before you do anything else, because remember, as soon as you start putting stuff onto it, you're adding to it. You're not subtracting anything, you're adding to it. So you pull out as much as you can first, because the less there is in the carpet to deal with, the more effective anyone else does, whether it be yourself or someone like me coming along, it's going to be more effective because there's less soiling in there to be able to try and pull out. So it's blot, dilute, blot. That's the first thing with everything, like especially when it comes to liquid spills. You blot it up, a tiny amount of water. You don't want it to go through the back of the carpet, so it's just enough to wet it out again.
A little spray.
Or just enough to wet those fibres out. And then blot again, so you're trying to get it as dry as possible. Okay, so you can probably repeat that a couple of times with urine itself, then just go through with a white wine vinegar on a cloth and just blot. Okay, with that, it's never this. Don't ever scrub a carpet, not unless you want to be doing carpet replacement instead of carpet repair. Okay, so that one there is critical that you get that flushed out as much as possible. A little bit of a white wine vinegar is probably the best product that you can get, and not just white vinegar, but white wine vinegar.
White wine vinegar.
Blot that on there, okay, and then put an absorbent white cloth on top of it with something heavy on it to try and draw as much moisture out as possible. 9 times out of 10, that'll hit it.
Right. Okay.
And you won't need to do anything more. Okay. Then if it was a larger dog and something's gone through the back of the carpet, then
Because you've got the machine to actually...
to have the power and the strength to be able to draw it out of the carpet, that's right. And we use specialised equipment to do that. Once again, just a normal standard cleaning, even have the biggest, gnarliest, screamingest hot truck mount machine that money can buy, with a standard wand, it won't hit it.
Really?
Okay, so you need the specialist gear to be able to dive down deeper into the carpet and draw up.
Here's a quick one. You said white wine vinegar. I noticed on Google the other day. Your
funny that. Makes me a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah, it does. No, it was saying soda water's the way to go.
In certain cases, it can work. But then the problem is, I had one particular person that followed that advice, and he thought, well, a little works well, so I'm going to use a lot. 24 litres of soda water later, he had a flood issue, not just a stain issue. And he was trying to get rid of red wine. And he was the Google information he got was soda water and salt. Okay, and so that's what he did. He did soda water and salt. But by the time he'd finished, he still had a red wine stain, but he had half his room was saturated with water, which meant I then had to strip the room out, install dryers, get the carpet back to where it's supposed to be, deodorise it, sanitise it, dry it, put it back down again, and then treat the red wine stain.